So finally, we have the 29th entry into SS86, the Bee himself, and man is he small. The first thing I did the moment I pulled him out from the box was put him next to Legacy United Core Class Boulder Crash, just out of curiosity with the size. Actually, that's a lie, the first thing I did was record this. But yeah, after doing some weigh-in standoffs with Boulder Crash, Iguanas, and Scout Class Dark of the Moon Sandstorm, that's cheating Bumblebee, I came to one conclusion: he's small. For how tiny he is, he doesn't quite feel like a deluxe class. Even Mario's nearly as tall as him, especially with the fact that his wave mate, TF1 Optimus, towers over him a fair amount, and that Optimus comes with 5 accessories and Bumblebee with a humble 1. It could be due to the engineering parts count and budget, but even then, I would have preferred him if they released him as a scout class. But at the same time, his size is a problem with the deluxe price point. As a figure, I feel his size also redeems him. Even with his size, he has a quality where he just stands out when you display him with his fellow SS86 spots, since he's got quite a chibi charm going for him. He's like a chubby cube with arms, legs, and... Also, his head shape reminds me of a potato with horns. Personally, I like it, but I've seen some other reviewers say his face looks emotionless too, which I agree with. I would have loved a bit more of a smug look, or just a little bit more of an expressive something something. Comparing him to his 86 look, it's interesting that they've decided to go for a more squashed down look rather than the slimmer one, and also deviates from his masterpiece counterpart. I believe they went with this look maybe for a potential G1 figure retool to go along with the newly revealed Legacy Optimus version coming out soon. Very sneaky, Hasbro. I'm loving the fresh lemon colors he's made of too, but of course the elephant in the room is that it's a very confused lemon, with his color mismatching. Just like Earthrise Sunstreaker, there's different shades of yellow on him, but the one that stands out the most are the windows. The yellow is spread across the black here, making it look darker. My initial thought was, why didn't they make it yellow with painted black windows just like how it is on the backpack? But I realized the reasoning for this could be because the bits where the hinges are made of a harder to paint plastic, which are usually used in joint areas due to its resistant and flexible nature, just like how SS86 Hot Rod's knees aren't painted for the same reason. And with the shoulders, waist, and forearms to name a few, I believe these are also made of that harder to paint plastic, thus the slight discoloration. And there is some paint scuffing, which was like that when I got it. But now to complete Bumblebee, he comes with his laser pistol. And I'm really loving the metallic silver it has going for it too, but be careful because paint chipping is waiting to happen. As Mgo says, it's sploosh compatible, but I wouldn't recommend it since it could strip off the paint. And there's storage in the backpack for when Bumblebee isn't in fight or flight mode. To be honest, I would have preferred to have seen a spare tire here, just like how it is in the cartoon. But it is what it is. But now, how are we gonna do loadouts with barely any accessories, you ask? Well, there's a thing called cross-compatibility, which means it's loadout time. Oh no.
Hey, you. Finally awake.
Help. Well, now that Bumblebee is back, for articulation, he has a ball-jointed head with slight up and down and no side tilt. But it's quite tight and limiting. He can't even replicate the head movement on the instructions. So my headcanon is that he developed chronic neck problems from the factory he was made in. He's got a head hinge due to transformation, ball jointed shoulders that go out and in and all around, bicep swivel, hinge elbows, but due to transformation it snaps into place when going to 90, wrist swivel, waist rotation, hips that can go out and in, and can go this far forward, and can go this far back. He's got thigh cut, knee bend, ankle tilt, and to top it all off, he's got ankle break. Weird that this is placed a bit high, at least he can do the crab. And no, he doesn't have a flight stand port. Double checkmate. And for display, he also has this, which I'm probably not going to use. Still cool though. Here's how tall Bumblebee stands. Now comparing him to his Netflix counterpart, SS86 has chibi charm and is more tuned, articulates better, has no parts forming, and has minimal accessories. Whereas the Netflix version is more realistic, is slightly shorter, and has golden paint. You could say he's a more deep-fried version of this Bumblebee. Now here's some comparisons. I'll go through these quick, so pause if you want to see them. And now let's transform Bumblebee. I'm gonna stay quiet during this segment, just like usual. And he transforms into a tuned VW Beetle. It's like he came straight out of Mario Kart, and for such a tiny bot, he's got a very interesting transformation. The way the legs crunch up and compacts itself to form the hood is impressive, but it's the part that caught me off guard the most. And I did get unlucky in my copy, so I had to shred the knees a bit to fix it, so that he could achieve a full 90 kick to place the leg correctly for transformation. But aside from that, I would say he cleans up decently, except for this area. Again with the color mismatching, the back area is kinda distracting to see in person, as we've seen in robot mode. There's this small unpainted bit on the window too, because of the harder to paint plastic, but this isn't too noticeable. And the way the fender's cut off here at the top doesn't smooth out all that well. But yeah, other than that, I'm really loving this boxy baby buggy style he's got going on.
The 3 Bs.
The G1 prefers its more aerodynamic curves, while this Bumblebot likes his buggy boxed, preferring a more draggy and unaerodynamic design. No offense to boxers, you guys are still cool. Also, we can thank inconsistent animation, because Bumblebee's windows don't know whether to be flat or curved. And now for the roll test. Weapon storage is basically the same as Robot. This has jerry cans stuck to the Halo Warthog energy, so I would put it in my accessory prison, but thanks to the threads on TFW 2005, there is another way to store the blaster more cleanly. And it works way better than the stock storage. It can still roll too. Now for comparisons, we have Bumblebee with his Netflix counterpart. Here's his A-level Wavemate, and Elita 1, and Velocitron Override since I had her in alt mode. And to top it all off, this Mario Kart Death Trap. Overall, I've grown to love Bumblebee a lot. He makes you appreciate the small things in life, don't you even think about it. And he plays quite well with some 86 bots too. Between the Netflix one and this one, I wouldn't say one is better than the other. I think in this case it's a matter of stylistic preference, whether you want a realistic Bee or a more cartoon Bee in the 86 version. Personally, I do like this Bee, and I can appreciate the effort for a fresh new G1 Bumblebee, and I think they did a pretty solid job here. So overall, for my final rating, we get 7.5 hearts out of 10. SMOL. Hope you guys enjoy that totally normal review. If you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you didn't like this video, then go watch M Go Jobby or someone, they're way cooler.